Hi everyone, I'm Pablo Pereira. This is the Tech Ninja, Tshaka, Armstrong. We are two guys who love tech toys, and if you saw our last webisode, we talked all about some of the new Android phones, but certainly the big hot topic today is going to be the new iPhone 5.
Yeah, absolutely. The internet is abuzz about the iPhone 5. Of course, everybody went through the whole disappointment and letdown thing with the 4S, but now it looks like the rumors, they may come true and we may actually see an iPhone 5 this go around.
All right, May 12th, 2012, Computer World, PC World, they all keep up kind of a weekly rumor sheet on the iPhone 5. This one just came out a little while ago. They said we are now seeing a trend towards 5-inch screens in smartphones. The prospect of a 5-inch iPhone 5 is no longer completely impossible. What do you say to that?
I'd say, well, with Samsung, with LG, with HTC all releasing 4.6, 4.7-inch screens, and with Samsung being one of the suppliers of displays for the iPhone, we very likely could see something in the range of 4.6 to 5 inches.
Although on your monitor here, we've been going from a 3.5 to the rumored 4-inch phone, and maybe that's just not big enough for people.
Well, courtesy of 9to5mac.com, this is a gallery of images they've kind of put together so you can kind of see what it would look like between the previous iPhone 4S and what the potential larger screen iPhone 5 could have. This was, of course, 4 inches, but if we go 4.6, 4.7, that difference will be even more striking. So that's really what we're looking at. Again, you know, these phones have gotten pretty doggone big. I mean, this right here is the Samsung Galaxy Note.
Look at my old HTC.
You can say bigger is better, but there are a lot of people who, when this phone came out, specifically poo-pooed it. They said, this is too big. No one's going to buy this. This has been one of the best-selling phones for Samsung. Everybody said it's too big. You have to use more than one hand to use this phone. But everybody's forgetting. People are used to two hands now. We have 7-inch tablets. We have 10-inch iPads. You know, one-handing is no longer the paradigm.
So it would seem then for the folks at Apple to try to compete, they don't really have a problem competing because they certainly have their own niche.
Absolutely.
But a 5-inch iPhone 5 seems to make sense.
Personally, I think you have to do it.
Right. One of the other things I found on the rumor mill is Apple considering dropping Google Maps and going to this new military-grade mapping system. That's pretty big.
Yeah, I actually have a video here of just that. This is from netbooknews.com. They were at C3, a convention, and they actually got an interview with somebody who was showing off the new 3D modeling that you'll see on iOS 6, maybe. So the rumors that they're gonna drop Google Maps, they're gonna move to this, which has this beautiful 3D modeling, kind of where you had the 3D modeling of Google Maps, which was still kind of these gray boxes. Here you're actually getting this real world, just incredible looking maps. So, you know, in Steve Jobs' autobiography, there was a whole thing where he wanted to crush Android, and dropping Google Maps is definitely a step in that direction.
Well, there's always been kind of an interesting relationship with Google and Apple to begin with.
You can call it interesting.
It kind of makes sense to come up with the next generation mapping system.
Absolutely.
We solicited some of your questions before the show, and we've got a couple. One from B, and she wants to know, when will the iPhone 5 be available for Verizon?
When it's available.
That's right.
You know, we won't know until they drop it. We won't know until they release it officially. Everything is always rumors. So I can tell you what it looks like the date is going to be, but until it actually happens, it's speculation and rumor. All
right. Curtis Brandon Taylor says he was considering waiting for the iPhone 5, but he likes the new HTC Evo 4G LTE, and he thinks he's going to just go with the smarter phone and go with it now instead of waiting for a phone that's not even out yet.
Well, Curtis, my advice to you is the LTE, 4G LTE from HTC, the Evo. Excellent choice, great phone, beautiful design. You have the kickstand. You really have everything you want today in that phone. Again, today. But if you really want to wait, check out the Samsung Galaxy S3. No release date quite yet in the U.S. on that, specifically on Sprint, which is notorious for being tight-lipped about their release dates. But that's going to be an incredible phone. So if you really want to wait, if you're not itchy and have to run out tomorrow, I'd say wait for the Samsung Galaxy S3 to drop on Sprint and see if you like it.
All right, this is supposed to be an Apple iPhone show today. You know, so let's go back to that. What else do we know about the new iPhone 5 that might be new and different in it?
Well, we've seen some items on iOS 6. We've seen the maps. We've seen the different sizing. But until it actually comes out, it's hard to know. But what I'd like to talk about actually is the 7-inch iPad.
Right.
That rumor has been going around quite a bit. That's been flying. And what we're looking at is a new iPad. They want to give Kindle a run for its money. So, people were thinking the 7-inch color touchscreen, but Kindle has been wildly successful. So Apple says, hey, they've proven the business model. Amazon has. Let's jump in there. And I don't think it's unlikely that we'll see it. I don't know. There's a lot of rumor here, but it's possible. And again, with the popularity of the Kindle Fire, you never know. Apple may just say, hey, we want that market too. Drop the 7-inch iPad, and we'll see where that goes.
PC World did a study on current phone users on AT&T and Sprint and T-Mobile and Verizon. And to me, I found it somewhat surprising that most people, if they go to the new iPhone 5, will stick with or go to AT&T. I thought AT&T service was no good to begin with. Well,
people are creatures of habit, and, they tend to stick with what they're accustomed to. And if we see an iPhone 5 on LTE, that's going to be a hot phone. And I'm going to tell you, I've been testing out AT&T's LTE along with Verizon's, and I have to say, AT&T's LTE blazes. It is fast. It is lightning in a bottle. So, that's not such a bad thing. And interestingly enough, we know that AT&T has been plagued by network issues, but LTE for me on AT&T driving around Los Angeles has been incredible. And I've actually gotten service with LTE in some spots where people with standard AT&T service, the HSPA and all that, have not gotten service.
But the last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about LTE and its availability. Right. So clear that up briefly.
Well, in the Valley, you still will not get LTE on AT&T. You will get it on Verizon. In Los Angeles, great, blazing fast LTE.
So your recommendation is, with all the phones out there right now, would you guess that we're going to see an iPhone 5 and a 5-inch screen or not?
I think it's good money that we're going to see one. Again, with all the 4.6, 4.7-inch screens, with this having changed the paradigm, I think we will see a larger screen iPhone, and just time will tell what size that is.
And Android's kind of been covering the market and getting a good share of the market. What do you think this will do for them?
Android still has, I don't remember the exact market share, but it's something like 48%, or it's either 48 or 52, I don't recall exactly.
This could swing it back the other way, though, couldn't it?
It might, but they're still going to have a huge market share. They have great mid-range, high-end, and low-end phones for almost every consumer.
All right.
I think Android's going to keep.
The new iPhone 5, we don't know exactly when it's coming out. We're going to be watching as you're going to be watching. I am Pablo Pereira. You can find me on Twitter at Pablo Weather.
And I'm on Twitter at Tshaka Armstrong. That's Tshaka Armstrong, spelled like it sounds.
And we're two guys who love tech toys.
Yeah.
See you later.
Pretty much.